What's going on, guys? Recently got some modules for myself. I started with the mother and kind of expanding into Eurorack. Got the mother knowing that I wanted to get into it, but it was kind of the gateway for me. So anyway, got that. Got some really cool modules. Got clouds, chronoblob, um, chronoblob delay, the ultra random, coma filter, which is super sexy, make noise function, and just some basic utilities. So um, I know maths is a super popular module, and that was actually what I initially wanted to get. But talked to some people on some Facebook groups and whatnot, and had suggested going with the function. There's actually one guy who said he would prefer to have two functions over one maths. And one of the reasons was a sample and hold that's on this, which is pretty cool. So, but messing with this function, I was, make noise modules seem to be a little confusing anyway, but it shouldn't be that difficult, but it was trying to get this figured out. Basically, I just wanted to run an envelope into my Moog and control it. So I was trying some different inputs and patching through it, and wasn't just getting just the attack and decay that I, wanted to get out of it, but it was actually pretty simple. So basically all I'm doing is going out of the Moog VCA. I'm going out from there, and I'm just going straight into the system. So it's going through my mix, VCA, and basically just out to my monitors. So it's not going through anything else in between. Basically all I'm doing is using function to modulate my cutoff is basically what I ended up doing. There may be I'm sure there's some other inputs that would produce some cool results, but this is basically what you're after, and it's basically doing the same thing that your VCF mod amount is doing. So, I was trying to figure out how to just get it to, control my VCA, and I'm sure I will figure that out, but I don't know. It was giving me trouble. So anyway, so basically all I'm doing is coming out from the output on the function and going into my VCF cutoff input. And if I hit a sequence on that, the other thing I am doing is I'm running out from the gate output on the mother into the trigger input on the function. So when the gate triggers on here, it triggers the envelope on the function. So if I'm running a sequence, it is doing what I want it to do, and then I can get the modulation from the function to open up my cutoff. However, I set the attack and release, or attack and decay. So that's my basic sequence, and then I've got basically my decay here, and then my attack. Sorry, these modules are loose right now. I need to get them screwed down. I've got a couple mother cases on order, but my modules, of course, came before my mother cases came. So now I may have to purchase some rails, and I don't know, maybe I'll just make one, because if I'm going to spend the money on rails, it's a tough decision because the mother cases are fairly reasonably priced. So not much more than a set of rails, really. So anyway, so this is just opening up my cutoff, just how the VCF would, and modulating the attack and decay on it. So that is pretty cool, pretty simple. But the other thing I wanted to then show you, now that we've got that figured out, I wanted to check out this hold or hang feature, basically sample and hold, I believe. And so basically what I'm going to do is I've got the assign output on the mother set to random, You can do that in the setup on the mother. Check out the manual on setup mode. It's pretty simple. I think it is number 7, but I could be mistaken. But basically, we're just going to come out of the assign and go into the hang input. And now when we run it, you can hear we're getting a little bit of hang here and there on the envelope. So that is pretty cool. Now let's open up the cutoff a little bit. Alright, so, and then one other thing we could do, which would just be a cool little variation to it, is we could add in a little white noise as well. So basically I want to use the same random generator, which is just my assign right now, and I could either come out of that with a stackable cable, or I could use my multis, which is what I'm going to use, and then that way I can patch from, if I go in from assign into here, then I have 2 multis that I can use that are getting the same signal. So they're both getting that same assign signal. So if I run, instead of running that into here, let's just take this out from a multi. So now I'm going out from one multi into the hold. But I'm going to now take the assign and run it into the multi input. So now if I hit it, it's just going to do the exact same thing. Okay. But now I have another multi that I can use to, take that same assign random voltage output and run it into something else. So I could just basically run that out. And so if I run this into my mix CV, which is this guy here, basically I've got my oscillator on this side, my VCO, but then on this side I've got white noise. So now if I hit it, you'll hear some white noise pop in there randomly. But problem is it's taken away my bass a little bit because I have to mix it in a little too far for it to start popping in. So what I would rather do is run this into my mix and get it. It's hard to do this while watching the screen while I'm recording this at the same time. So basically if I just go into my mix from that multi, then I can go out from the VC mix and then go back in. Oh, actually, I think I already have the cable for. Oh wait, no. Yep. So we're just going to go out from the VC mix and go into the mix CV. So now I have control with the VC mix of how much this is mixed in. So, but I'm still preserving more of my VCO when doing so. So I guess technically it's kind of doing the same thing that the mix knob is doing, but Anyway, just thought I would share that with you guys. Hopefully it helps somebody out there who is just trying to figure out this function and try to make it simple. So, hope you enjoy it. Take care. Have fun.